Hi, here's another article about WebSocket. I just opened this page randomly and it's by Wikipedia.org. As with the previous reading, I would like to read this article to learn English and also pick up some new expressions and also get more knowledgeable about my expertise. I am a KT employee. KT is Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in Korea, and I am very proud of my company's achievements and status in Korea as number one carrier. But I would like to get a position where my English is used extensively, intensively, widely, smartly, and to the success. So here I am. I practice every day. I get better each day. Recently, there was some problem with WebSocket communication with some companies' tablet order system, and I would like to know why there was problem by reading this article. I'm sure the software engineer of that terrible company made mistake, which is absurd because his manager should have done a thorough proofreading, which is very rare in Korea or in America too. So here I am. WebSocket. WebSocket is a computer communications protocol providing full duplex communication channels over a single TCP connection. That's the definition, right? It's a full duplex communication channels over a single TCP connection. Full duplex communication. The WebSocket protocol was a standardized. Yeah, I have some problem with the pronunciation. Standardized by the IETF as RFC request for comments, right? RFC 6455 in 2011. The current API specification allowing web applications to use this protocol is known as WebSockets. It is a living standard maintained by the WHATWG and a successor to the WebSocket API from W3C, World Wide Web Community or Conference, W3C. WebSocket, client server, handshake, HTTP upgrade. Then, what else, man? What else? Let me plug in the charger cable back into the port. And bidirectional messages, open and persistent connection. One side's closest channel connection closed. Handshake. First, the client requests the information from the server and they shake hands, handshake, HTTP upgrade, then bidirectional messages flow, open and persistent connection. One side's closest channel. Diagram describing a connection using WebSocket, international standard, blah blah. WebSocket is distinct from HTTP. Both protocols are located at layer 7 in the OSI model. What? Layer 7? I thought layer 5, but okay, that's fine. Yeah, it could be layer 7 too, the application layer, and depend on TCP at layer 4. WebSocket and HTTP, they are layer 7. Although they are different, RFC 6455 states that WebSocket is designed to work over HTTP ports 443 and 80, as well as to support HTTP proxies and intermediaries, thus making it compatible with HTTP. To achieve compatibility, the WebSocket handshake uses the HTTP upgrade header to change from the HTTP protocol to the WebSocket protocol. The WebSocket protocol enables interaction between a web browser or other client application and a web server with a lower overhead than half-duplex alternatives such as HTTP polling, facilitating real-time data transfer from to the server. Okay, so they use WebSocket is designed to work over HTTP ports 443 and 80, as well as to support HTTP proxies and intermediaries, thus making it compatible with HTTP. To achieve compatibility, the WebSocket handshake uses the HTTP upgrade header to change from the HTTP protocol to the WebSocket protocol. This is made possible by providing a standardized way for the server to send content to the client without being first requested by the client and allowing messages to be passed back and forth while keeping the connection open. In this way, a two-way ongoing conversation can take place between the client and the server. Lower overhead than half-duplex alternatives such as HTTP polling, facilitating real-time data transfer from and to the server. This is made possible by providing standardized way for the server to send content to the client without being first requested by the client and allowing messages to be passed back and forth. That's good. Without being first requested by the client. In this way, a two-way ongoing conversation can take place between the client and the server. The communications are usually done over TCP port number 443 or 80 in the case of unsecured connections. In the unsecured connections, the port is 80. If it is a secured connection, the port number is 443. Which is beneficial for environments that block non-web intranet connections using a firewall. For non-web intranet connections using a firewall. Really? So communications are usually done over TCP port number 443 or 80 in the case of unsecured connections, which is beneficial for environments that block non-web intranet connections using a firewall. Similar two-way browser-server communications have been achieved in non-standardized ways using stopgap technologies such as Comet or Adobe Flash Player. Stopgap technologies. That's good word. Stopgap technology or stopgap technologies. Most browsers support the protocol, including Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer, Safari, and Opera. Unlike HTTP, WebSocket provides full duplex communications. Additionally, WebSocket enables streams of messages on top of TCP. TCP alone deals with streams of bytes with no inherent concept of a message. Before WebSocket, port 80 full duplex communication was attainable using Comet channels. However, Comet implementation is non-trivial, and due to the TCP handshake and HTTP header overhead, it is inefficient for small messages. The WebSocket protocol aims to solve these problems without compromising the security assumptions of the web. WebSocket protocol specification defines WebSocket and WSS WebSocket Secure as two new uniform resource identifier schemes. WS WebSocket and WSS WebSocket Secure as two new uniform resource identifier URI schemes that are used for unencrypted and encrypted connections respectively. unencrypted and encrypted connections respectively. Uniform Resource Identifier schemes, WS WebSocket and WSS WebSocket Secure. That are used for Uniform Resource Identifier URI that are used for unencrypted, and encrypted connections respectively. Apart from the scheme name and the fragment that is sharp or pound is not supported. The rest of the URI components are defined to use URI generic syntax. Using browser developer tools, developers can inspect the WebSocket handshake as well as the WebSocket frames. So WS stands for WebSocket. WSS stands for WebSocket Secure. Both they are used for unencrypted and encrypted data transactions respectively. And they work over the TCP/IP, and they are layer 7 protocols. They have some compatibility with HTTP because they use the port 443.80 on HTTP. 443 is more beneficial because it works in the environments where the non-web internet content is blocked in the firewall, right? WebSocket layer 7 stopgap technology such as Comet, Adobe Flash Player, polling, web browser, web server layer 7. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye bye.